Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I'm Scott Fox, lifelong insurance nerd, and today I'm here to make your life easier. Did you know you can enroll in Social Security retirement benefits and Medicare online at SSA.gov? You did? But what about enrolling in both at the same time? Stick around, because that's exactly what we're covering right now. You can enroll up to 4 months before you want your benefits to start, like 4 months before your 65th birthday. And don't worry, your Medicare start date doesn't have to match your Social Security start date. They can be different. You will probably want to have a mySSA.gov account set up before you start this process. If you haven't already, we've created another video to walk you through the process step by step, including getting your login.gov sign-in credentials. So if you need to pause this video, take a look at the other video and come right back. We'll wait.
11 minutes later.
Start by logging into your account on SSA.gov. So generally, the best way to enroll in both Social Security and Medicare is if you start by selecting your retirement benefit application. The portion where they ask you questions about Medicare is actually quite limited, so that's the path of least resistance. So if you're already logged into your mySSA account, here's what that would look like. You would click Start Your Retirement Application Now. However, let's assume that you're starting from the main page, which is also an option. Under the Apply section, you could just click on Apply for Benefits. Next, you'll come to a page that asks what it is you want to apply for. We're going to select Retirement and then click on Learn How to Apply. This next page, we're going to click on Apply Online, assuming that you're starting your application fresh. Of course, you'll have to read and agree to the terms of service because the government loves their terms of service. Click on I understand and agree to the above statements and click Next. Next, you're going to come down to where it says Apply and Complete. You're going to select Start a New Application. If you do have a reference number for an application you've started in the past, you could also click on Return to Saved Application Process. But for our purposes today, we're going to click on Start a New Application. You're going to select I am applying for myself. Now it's going to ask you if you have a My Social Security account. Click Yes, and then click Next. This is going to bring you to the login.gov sign in. Go ahead and select sign in with login.gov. Put in our one-time code that has been texted to us and click submit. And now you're going to be brought to a page which should be partially loaded with your current information. Double check that all of this is accurate. Now to keep in mind, when it asks the questions at the bottom, these have to do with qualifying for disability. This is before you reach age 65. So if you're applying to Social Security and Medicare because you've reached full retirement age, it will only complicate matters if you say yes with either of these, because different rules apply to individuals that qualify for Social Security under disability. So we're going to click No and click Next. So the next page, you'll enter your contact information, mailing address, phone number, the email that you would like to receive your confirmation from Social Security. Also, any updates about your application that you may receive and your eligibility. So make sure that is an email address that you have access to and that you check regularly. At the bottom, enter your language preference and click Next. On the next screen, you're going to enter your citizenship information. So we're going to put in whether you were born in the United States, what state, whether or not you're a U.S. citizen. Click Yes and click Next. Okay, and here is our terrible, frustrating question, which hopefully by the time you're applying, they've changed, because if enough of us complain about this question, maybe they will actually get this thing right. But it asks you, do you wish to apply for Medicare only, but not for monthly retirement cash benefits? Kind of an odd question considering the fact that we entered this application requesting retirement cash benefits. However, we're going to go ahead and read this carefully because it's important that you get this one right. For our purposes today, we're enrolling in both retirement benefits and Medicare. So the answer to this question is no. We are not just enrolling in Medicare only. Okay, if you've gotten this far, it's a good sign because now they give you your re-entry number, and this is how you can re-enter your application should you become distracted, interrupted, for whatever reason you can't finish your application. You could pick up where you left off and not lose your work. So make sure you write this number down, you print it out, keep it for your files, or you could even save this as a PDF, but make sure you retain this information. Once we're done with that, we're going to click Next. So the next page, they're going to ask whether or not you've had a different Social Security number in the past or different names, such as a maiden name. If you answer no to both of these, you get to click Next. If you answer yes, there will be more questions. But make sure you go through, enter this accurately as it could affect you receiving your benefits. So the next page is going to ask if you are currently married. If you're married and you click yes, it's going to ask you for information about your current marriage. So you'll have to put in your spouse's name, their Social Security number, if you have it. It's good if you do. And also, pop quiz, they ask if you know your spouse's date of birth. They better not be saying they're looking over your shoulder and you can't answer that question. So make sure you have that information ahead of time. You want to put in the place of your marriage and the type of marriage. Then click Next. Then they're going to ask you if you are a repeat offender. If you have any prior marriages, you want to say yes and put in information about those marriages as well. Either way, once you're done, you can click Next. Now you need to answer questions about your children, whether or not you have any children, and whether or not they fall under these particular categories. Because if you have children under a certain age, they're going to qualify for survivorship benefits. So you want to make sure to answer all these questions accurately. Once you're done, click Next. So now you have to enter your employer details. The question reads, do you work or will you work for an employer in 2025? The answer is no. You can simply click no and click Next. If you do have employer details to put in there, click yes, and then click Add to add your employer details. So fill out your employer information, and if you don't have the exact month and year that you began, it's not really a big deal. Don't stress out about it. It's fine. If you're doing this because you are coming up on your retirement, you would say employment has not ended. Otherwise, if you're doing this after your retirement, put down the date that your employment ended. Go ahead and click Save. Now, if you've had more than one employer in the year of your retirement, click Add and enter their information as well. Also enter any self-employment details for the year of your retirement. Otherwise, if you haven't had any self-employment details, you can click Next. Now it's asking you if you have any foreign Social Security. If you have worked outside of the United States, you want to go ahead and click yes for these, whether you or your spouse did. Now, if you entered into this application through your mySSA.gov, one of the first things it's going to do is show you your Social Security statement and ask you to agree to the numbers that they have for you. That's why it says here the answer you previously provided is pre-filled above. But if you do have any questions about the earnings on your Social Security statement, you think they're incorrect, you want to get that fixed, before you complete this application. These next couple screens are very important because they have to do with the Social Security earnings test. If you are retiring before full retirement age, Social Security will subject your earnings in the year that you retire to an earnings test, and they will reduce the amount of your benefits if you go over a certain threshold. So you need to make sure that you answer all of these fields correctly because it will impact the amount of your payment. The Social Security's earning test can limit how much you can earn from working a job without reducing the amount of your monthly Social Security check. Once you reach full retirement age, your earnings from a job no longer matter. You're allowed to earn as much as you like without it affecting your monthly benefit. In 2025, the annual exempt earnings amount is $23,400. But in the year you reach full retirement age, the exempt amount earnings is higher. In 2025, the amount is $62,160. That's the amount that can be earned in the months prior to reaching your full retirement age, which is why this page is so important. In our example, the person worked only the first 3 months of 2025 and had a total earnings of about $12,000. But then they retired in April and had no income after that. Next question it's asking, if you had earnings of more than $1,950 a month in every month of 2025, the answer would be no. So then more checkboxes pop up asking you to mark the months in which you expect to have income of less than $1,950. So we're going to mark April through December. Keep in mind, this is going to be different for everybody. So you're going to have to do a little math and you're going to have to make this apply to your situation. But getting it right is important. Take your time. Once you finish with this section, click Next. So the next page is confirming whether or not you had a job in the past where you didn't pay into Social Securities, such as state teachers or railroad retirement. Answer the questions based on your situation. Then move on to the next page. So this page is really important as it determines when you get paid and when you want your benefits to be deposited in your bank account for the first time. This is the important concept to get. Whichever month you select, your payments are going to start the following month, not the month that you select. So make sure you plan accordingly. If you choose March as your month, your first check will be in April. Make sure you do this question properly and don't miss out on a month of your Social Security check. Okay, so we are in the home stretch. We're going to put in our direct deposit so that Social Security knows where to deposit your check. And I know some people love paper checks, but really, direct deposit is the most secure, the most reliable, and the fastest way to get a hold of your check. So direct deposit, trust me. You're going to put in the type of account it is, your routing number, your account number, then click Next. It's going to ask you if you've previously applied for Medicare, Social Security, or Supplemental Security income. Go ahead and answer this section, then click Next. All right, now we're finally coming to the part with Medicare. It's going to ask you if you're already enrolled in Part B and are you receiving Medicaid. We are here today to kill two birds with one stone. So we're going to say, no, we are not already enrolled in Medicare Part B. That's because we want to enroll in Part B. So when you click no, it's going to pop up with another sub-question that asks, do you want to enroll in Medicare Part B? We're going to click yes. But for some reason you don't want to enroll in Part B, you would click no, and you would just be applying for Social Security. But like I said before, we're going to kill two birds with one stone. The reason why it doesn't ask about Part A is because Part A is automatic. It doesn't cost anything. So they're just going to give that to you. Part B has a monthly premium, so you need to make a decision on that one. But for the most part, you want Part B. If you don't take it right now, there's going to be a penalty, so go ahead and say yes. All right, here's another question that people tend to really get confused over. So it asks you, are you covered under a group health plan? Yes or no? Now, what this really means to ask you is, are you covered under a group health plan under you or your spouse's job from employment? COBRA doesn't count. An individual plan doesn't count. An Affordable Care Act plan, a short-term plan. The only thing that counts for this question is a group health plan through your employer or your spouse's employer. So if you answer yes, you are covered under a group health plan, you'll get another question asking you if it's for your own current employment, meaning is it for you or your spouse? So if you are still covered under a group plan, you'll get questions about the employment. Here is another place that people get confused about. If you're covered under your spouse's group plan, the employment information is the information of your spouse. The health insurance information is for you. When it asks when the insurance ends, you would click health insurance has not ended. We wouldn't be answering these questions if these policies had gone out of force. Now, for some reason, your application is weird. You could add some notes here, but I would encourage you not to add any notes unless you absolutely have to. For the most part, notes are only going to delay your application because then somebody has to read the note. Okay, on this screen, you will most likely click no about providing advanced designees at this time. If someone had to fill out this application for you, that is when you would click yes. But as long as you're able to do this yourself, you want to answer no to this question. Then click next. Now at this point, you're going to see your complete application. Each section has the ability to edit if you need to make any corrections. So read over your application, double check that everything is accurate, measure twice, cut once. But as long as everything looks good, you can click on the I agree with the electronic signature agreement above, and then click Submit Now. Congratulations! You've managed to get through the application and you have applied for both Social Security and Medicare at the same time. Now on this confirmation page, you're going to see your confirmation number, which coincidentally is the same number that your reentry number is. So you definitely want to print this page, save it as a PDF, whatever it is you have to do to make sure you can lay your hands on this thing in the future. It is your only proof that you applied at this point. Your application will be processed over the next couple of weeks. Depending on the timing and the situation, it may get approved within a week. In other cases, it might take a month or so. So it's always good to do this early. You can see the status of the application on the dashboard of your mySSA account. And then if you scroll down, you can see whether or not your Part A and Part B has been approved. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me get the word out. If there's anything you need help with, leave a comment in the comments section. I respond to every comment personally. And if there are any subjects or questions you have that you would like to see in future videos, let me know. I'll do my best to make a video about it. Thank you very much. Have a great day.